Dear students, today we shall be talking about motion of satellites moving in circular orbits. In a previous video, I have told you that the value of eccentricity determines the shape of orbit. If eccentricity is greater than 1, the orbit is of a hyperbolic shape. If it is equal to 1, it is of a parabolic shape. If it is values between 0 and 1, it is an ellipse. And if the eccentricity is 0, the shape of the orbit of a satellite revolving around the sun is circular. Now today we are going to discuss certain features of this circular motion. Now we'll begin from something about which we have a previous knowledge. So the differential equation of motion for an object, for a satellite, moving under the influence of a central force is given by d square y by d theta square plus y is equal to 0. So we have already derived this equation in a previous video. We know that the solution of this kind of differential equation is given by y is equal to a cos theta. During the course of this derivation, we had substituted that y is equal to u minus mc by j square. So for y, we can write a cos theta, and we knew that this u was only a substitution for 1 by r minus mc by j square. So this 1 by r is equal to mc by j square plus a cos theta. So this 1 by r is actually mc by j square, taking common 1 plus aj square by mc cos theta. And then we had identified this equation with the equation of conics, and that was 1 by r is equal to 1 by l 1 plus epsilon cos theta, where this E or epsilon is called as eccentricity. E is equal to aj square by mc square. In this parameter of eccentricity, we know j, we know m, we know c, but we don't know this constant a. So if we are able to find this a, we will be able to give a concrete meaning to this eccentricity parameter, right? So all efforts in this video are basically aimed at determining the value of this a, right? Now, from here, we can find that the maximum value of 1 by r, that is 1 by r max, is going to be how much? It's going to be mc by j square, and maximum value of cos theta is 1, so it is plus a. And minimum value of this r, that is 1 by r minimum, is going to be mc by j square minus a, because minimum value of cos theta is minus 1. Now, we know that the energy of a satellite revolving around the sun has two parameters, a kinetic energy parameter and a potential energy parameter. So it is 1/2 of mv square minus gmm by r, right? We know that m is mass of sun, m is mass of satellite, g is the gravitational constant, and r is the distance between the two. V is the velocity of the satellite. But in case of rotational motions, obviously it is more proper to choose angular momentum, right? So we will multiply and divide this factor by mvr. So what do we obtain? M square, right? V square r square by 2r square and m. So we have multiplied by m and we have divided by m. We have multiplied by r square and we have divided by r square, minus, for this gmm, because it is a constant, I can write c by r, right? So let me choose a small r everywhere. So it is minus c by r. So this E is how much? This E is equal to, I hope all of you are able to identify this mvr with j, angular momentum. So it is j square by 2mr square minus c by r. So we can modify it and rewrite it as, so it is j square by 2mr square. Then again you have this this minus c by r term, and then you have this minus e. This is going to be 0, right? So all you have obtained is that j square by 2m 1 by r square minus c times 1 by r minus e is equal to 0. So you can easily identify it with the quadratic equation in terms of 1 by r, right? So the roots of this quadratic equation will be given by 1 by r is equal to, we know it is minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. You know that from school level. So what is minus b? It is c, plus minus b square minus 4ac. What is b square? Another it is, again it is c square minus 4. A is this much and c is this much, and that will make it plus 4ac divided by 2a. That is again 2j square by 2m. So 1 by r is how much? 1 by r is, so this 2 and 2 will go, you can take it here. So it will be mc by j square plus minus, then you can multiply this parameter j square by m inside, and you get m square c square by j4, because once you take this factor inside the root, it will get squared, right? You understand those things. Plus, again it will be 2j square e by m multiplied by this thing, that is m square by j4, right? So this 1 by r in all is equal to mc by j square plus minus how much? This much. So you can write it as mc by j square times plus 1j will go with this 1j square, m and m will go, so it will be 2em, right, by j square, right? So whole raised power 1 by 2. So if you compare this equation with this equation, this and this, value of r max and r min, we know that maximum value is going to be this plus value, and the minimum value is going to be this minus value. In both cases, here it is 1 by r, here it is 1 by r, here it is mc by j square, it is mc by j square. That means you have found the value of a. So the value of a is this much. It is mc by j square whole square plus 2me by j square whole raised power 1 by 2. So square of a will be this much, mc by j square whole square plus 2me by j square. And then you can substitute this value of a in this equation, in which we are in need of this, right? So but previously you need to learn it, you need to write it as epsilon square, that will be a square j4 by m square c4. Now once you substitute this value of a in this e, you get the value of eccentricity, right? And that value will be obviously e is equal to, so e square is equal to 1 plus 2 ej square by mc square. So what did we do? We have substituted this value of a square in this e square, and there are certain steps in between that you can do of your own, and by substituting the value of a square in this epsilon square, we get the value of eccentricity in this manner. Therefore, eccentricity is equal to how much? When we take the square on the other side, we get 1 plus 2 ej square by mc square over 1 by 2. So this is the value of eccentricity. Now we are quite clear about this eccentricity of the orbit. It comes in terms of energy, in terms of angular momentum, in terms of mass of the satellite, and in terms of this constant c, right? So we are aware about all of these parameters, and once we are aware, we can easily find the value of E. Now, in case of a satellite, we know that angular momentum J is equal to mvr. But this r is essentially the radius of Earth. In case we have projected a satellite, we project it at certain height above the Earth. In that case, r parameter will get modified to r plus h. That's it. Now we are purely discussing these equations in terms of the motion of satellite. So once you have launched a satellite in space, you launch it at certain height, and that height will add to the parameter of radius. So the equation of MVR will get modified to MVR plus H. Similarly, what is the total energy of the satellite? It is half of mv square minus gmm by r plus h, right? By r plus h, but r is the radius of Earth, h is the height at which the satellite has been projected. In fact, you need to keep a common notation, keep r small everywhere or capital everywhere. So since we are choosing a small r everywhere, so we'll keep it small r. R is the radius of Earth, h is the height of the satellite at which it has been revolving around the Earth, right? Now, once you substitute the value of this j and this e in this equation, that is, you can do it in 1 or 2 steps, and I leave that to you as an assignment, very small assignment. You can find that the value of this eccentricity comes out to be 1 minus v square r plus h divided by gr square, right? So what did we do? That we substituted the value of j and e in this eccentricity parameter, and once you simplify that, you achieve this equation, that eccentricity is equal to 1 minus this much. In case of a circle, because if you are interested that the satellite should revolve around the Earth in a circular orbit, we know that eccentricity is 0. We have already done that in a previous video, right? So eccentricity in case of a circular orbit is 0. Once this is 0, that means it is 1 or gr square is equal to v square r plus h. So from here you can get the velocity of the satellite, and that is gr square by r plus h under root. That's it. Now if the satellite is moving quite near to the surface of Earth, quite near, in that case this height of the satellite from the surface of Earth can be neglected in comparison to the radius of Earth. Therefore, what do we get? We get that v is equal to gr square by r only. Remember, so r plus h has been replaced by r, and remember this is only an approximation in case the satellite is moving close to Earth. So this r will go with this, and we are essentially left with gr. Remember, this gr is the minimum velocity with which a satellite should be projected so that it revolves around the Earth, or the velocity with which an object is projected in the outer space so that it becomes a satellite of Earth in a circular orbit, right? So we know that value of g is 9.8 meter per second square, and the value of radius of Earth is how much? It is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6, right, meter. So once you substitute these two values, you get the velocity as 7.92 into 10 to the power 3 meter per second, or this is equal to 7.92 kilometer per second. This is the velocity with which an object should be thrown, an object should be projected in the outer space so that it becomes a satellite of the Earth and begins to rotate around it in a circular orbit, right? So I hope that gives you a superficial idea of the motion of the satellites revolving around the Earth in a circular orbit. So that's all.